This is Sherwood, Outlaws of Nottingham, a solo game played with a deck of multi-purpose cards in which you are trying to meet objectives that will allow you to reduce the Sheriff of Nottingham's control in the region and hopefully ensure that King Richard will maintain control. How you go about doing that is over the course of 3 rounds, you're going to try to play and complete cards valued with a total value of 16, 18, and 20 based on the round you're in. And then you will score points based on what's indicated here. As well, there's going to be objectives displayed up above here in each of these 3 regions that score you points if you are successful based on the number of guards that are located in that region. For every completed objective, additional guards will get added, making the region even more valuable when you complete it. As you complete and score these points, you will move your marker along the path here and come across companions along the way, such as Little John or Friar Tuck or Will Scarlet, Maid Marian, Much, Alan Dale. All of them will give you 1 or 2 time use abilities that you can use at any point in the game to help you progress towards victory. How you're going to go about doing this with these multi-purpose cards is you are going to discard cards in order to claim resources that you can then use to play and complete cards by spending those resources. In this deck, there are 3 suits of cards ranging from values of 1 to 6. And each of these values has a unique ability associated with it based on how you use that card: discard, reserve, play, or complete. And they also have a unique objective associated with them. So there are a lot of objectives based on the number of cards in the deck. And should those cards be pulled out and placed up here as an objective, you would have to complete that objective. This one says complete 3 green cards, play and complete, and then you would score points equal to that, and there would be 3 of them. And so that means that in any given round, in any given game, you'll have a unique combination of objectives that you have to complete to score points to win the game. Additionally, in the deck, there are 3 Robin Hood cards. These cards have slightly more powerful abilities associated with them than your suit cards. And then lastly, there are Sheriff of Nottingham cards. These cards, when they are revealed, will force you to discard any tokens that you have in your hideout, thereby making it harder to play and complete the cards, which makes it harder to complete your objectives and win the game. Okay, so we now have the game set up and ready to go for round 1. We have our 3 objectives laid out here. First objective says empty the supply of all the gold tokens. This one here says complete at least 6 cards by the end of the round. And this one here says complete 3 green cards. So those are 3 of our objectives, plus we are always trying to meet the round objective here. In the first round, it's play a value of 16 regarding the cards, or complete a value of 16 for the cards that you play out. Here's our hand, so let's jump right in. On your turn, you have the options of either discarding a card in order to collect tokens from these supplies here. There are 9 of each color token in the supplies. Or you can play a card, and to do so you simply play the card on this side of the stack, and creating a row of cards. However, once you've played a card, you must complete it by placing an equal number of tokens on the played card, thereby completing it before you can play any subsequent cards. So generally, it's a good idea to have the tokens in your supply before you play the card. All right, so at any rate, let's go ahead. We will simply break that rule right away by playing this 1 yellow. The ability on the yellow says when played, gain 1 gold resource. This card may be completed without resources. All right, so we play it here. We gain 1 gold resource from the supply, and that card is considered completed at this point. We are 1 point, or 1 value towards the 16 that we need for the round. Once we've done that, we need to draw back up. We draw 2 cards, 1, 2, back into our hand. But to start the next round, we need to only have 3 cards in our hand. That means that we need to place one of these 4 cards into the reserve. In this case, we'll go ahead and we'll place the 1 into the reserve here, the 1 purple into the reserve. And now we are ready to take our second turn. On this turn, we've got a purple 5 and a purple 4. So to make it easy, maybe to play that purple 4, we'll go ahead and discard the 5, giving us 5 purple resources from the supply. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 5 also has an ability that says, if discarded, draw only 1 card, and then I'm able to exchange one of the cards from my hand with a card from the reserves. All right, so I'll pull that 1 card here. And if I'd like, I could exchange one of my 3 cards in my hand with the 1 purple over here, but I'm going to elect not to do that. Okay? Instead, I will play this purple 4, and I have 4 purple tokens that I can place on it. But this card has a when played ability, which says, when played, choose a discard with a value of 1, 2, or 3 and place it at the bottom of the draw pile. That is important because the draw pile is the timer for the round, and the longer we can make the round go, the more chances we have of meeting our objectives. However, I do not have a 1, 2, or 3 in the discard pile at this point, so I don't get to utilize that benefit. I can, however, place 4 purple tokens on the purple there, 4 there. And then I draw 2 to move to the next round or turn. I flip 1, and I did draw a purple Sheriff of Nottingham card here, but we'll draw our second one and place it into our hand. At this point, the purple Sheriff of Nottingham card will force us to discard any purples tokens we have in our hideout back to the supply. Since I have 3 cards in my hand, I'm set for the next turn. All right, in which I can then choose to play or discard a card for tokens. Play will continue like this till the end of the round, and then we check to see whether we met the value for the round. Currently I have a value of 5 played. I've got the 4 and the 1. We check and we see if we met any of the objectives listed here above, and if we do meet those objectives, we'll score points based on the number of guards that are at that location. So now let's check and see if I've met my objectives or not. So first we check the round objective, which is a value of 16. So I have 4, 5, 6, 7, plus 6 is 13, plus another 7 is 20. So I definitely reached the 16, so I move my score marker 1 space for that, and the round objective will move and set up for round 2. Now we can check and see if I emptied the supply of all the gold tokens, which I did, and so I gain another point for that. That moves me to the Little John location, and so I'm able to gain Little John that I'll be able to use in the future rounds. Also, since I met that objective, I get to add a guard from the supply here, and that guard happens to be a red guard. And so in the future rounds, the red guards are worth 2 rather than 1. So there's currently 3 points available here should you meet the objective. However, if you don't meet the objective, the red guards will actually subtract, or you'll move backwards on the track, scoring track, 1 space as a result. So let's check our next one. Complete at least 6 cards by the end of the round. Did we do that? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, we did. And so we once again reach into the bag and draw out another guard to place there. And we move our score tracker 1 more space. And then finally, did we complete 3 green cards? Yes, we did. 1, 2, 3. So we move 1 more space. And we acquire Friar Tuck, who also has an ability you can use. So now we're going to have a lot more allies to help us in the second round. And we score, and we draw a token out of the bag and place it there for the next round. And then from there, all of the tokens that are played here for the completed cards will go back to their respective supplies. And any tokens that you have in your hideout, you keep for the next round. We simply pick up all the cards here, shuffle them together, and set up for the next round.